Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United, and it's been a crazy day in the world of Leeds United and we're going to speak about it in this video. Let me know your comments below in the comment section, and just a word on that. I experienced some really high numbers on my last video. Haven't received them numbers of views for quite some time now, so it was good to see. And 29, as many as 29 new subscribers. So thank you to anybody who hit the subscribe button. Hope you enjoy the content that I'm doing, and hopefully you join in the debate that we have on this channel on all things Leeds United. Opinions are what we're after. So yeah, today's been a day where a lot of things have gone on. Obviously, first things first, let's address the fact that Victor Orta is no longer the director of football at Leeds United. Mutual consent, I think a lot of people, some people have since saying he was sacked. He wasn't sacked. It was mutual consent. It sounds like he has decided as well, come to some agreement. Obviously, probably that means money based, I assume, that he is now no longer the DOF, the director of football of Leeds United. And let's be honest, get your comments on it. Was it a good decision? Do you agree with it? And also, I'd like to know. Obviously, he's in charge. He was in charge of the transfers. Who was your favourite Victor Orta signing? Obviously, he's been there for 6 years now. Joined, I think, in the summer of 2017. I think it was from Middlesbrough. So let me know, who was your favourite signing. I know a lot of people frustrated with him. He became a little bit of a, I don't know, I don't want to say scapegoat, but maybe he was a little bit in a way. Um, the lightning rod of very much a frustration from a lot of the Leeds United faithful. And let me know if you're one of them. Are you angry at Victor Orta for how he managed certainly the last couple of years of of director of football of Leeds United? Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I don't really have that much of an opinion on Victor Orta. Really, I think the failure of this season really goes down to the players on the pitch and the mismanagement and everything like that. I think Victor Orta has he brings in the players, and then for me just leaves them at the door and says, right, to the manager, you go manage them now. You can say the transfers he's brought in have been horrendous, but every single transfer at any football club is a gamble. You don't know how the player's going to settle in that place they're playing. You don't know if they're coming from a different country, how they're going to settle in a new country. All sorts. It could be a fantastic player in from where they come from. Might not work out at Leeds United for whatever reason, and we've had plenty of them, of Victor Orta signings, but you just don't know. Any club signing any player, it's a gamble. You've just got to roll the dice, as we're going to come on to later, and see what happens. And unfortunately for Victor Orta, sort of a lot of the signings they've made, he's made, hasn't worked, and ultimately the one that's got him sacked is the decision to appoint Javi Gracia as the sort of manager until the end of the season, kind of thing. He's still in that position, but it's widely reported by numerous, reliable sources that he won't be there for much longer. I assume an announcement's probably going to be made tomorrow saying that Javi Gracia is no longer the Leeds United head coach, but Victor Orta has left today. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I mean, for me, like I said, I haven't got that much of an opinion on him, but the opinion I have is probably he should have made it less about himself. I know the transfers, for me, like I said, every transfer's a gamble pretty much. He's more often than not got it wrong. But I think what does it for me, and what probably does it for a lot of Leeds United fans, let me know in the comments, is he's he makes it all about himself. It's always about Victor. It was always about Victor every time. they came to something, whether it's him with his binoculars at Derby or whether it's him crying after we've beaten Southampton at Ellen Road. It's always it's always about victory. Shushing the crowd. I can't remember which game that was after. It was after, obviously. Maybe it was the Bournemouth. I think it was the Bournemouth win. Set the board, shushing the crowd. It doesn't help his cause. Added to the fact that most of his transfers have been failures. Um, yeah, look, it's not good, and yeah, you can say, I know a lot of people. The irony for me is a lot of people slate Victor Otter, and there's Victor Otter out, and all sorts at the game on Sunday, which ultimately has come true. But I think the thing is for me is Bielsa. Victor Otter was instrumental in bringing in Bielsa. Leeds United fans obviously idolised Bielsa. Bielsa was the god, and everything was right with when Bielsa was the manager. Ultimately, it did go wrong, and I was, like I said on the last video, calling for him to be sacked when the time was when the time came. But that was because the results were bad, the results, and it didn't look like we were going to improve. And but as the way the sort of whole club was together, I've never felt anything like that. I've never seen anything like that at Leeds United ever. And Victor Otter would say himself, "I was responsible. I brought him there." But like I said, the irony is, people obviously idolise Bielsa and everything, but hate Victor Otter. Victor Otter was the man who was very, very key in bringing him in and making and having an influence on Bielsa to come and manage Leeds in the first place. But yeah, look, a lot of it hasn't been good. He's gone. Like I said, all we want now, I think, is obviously director of football needs to be around, but he doesn't need to be around that much, does he? We can see him in the background every time a signing's made. Has a piece on the website or whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to, like I said, doesn't have to be him crying in the stands after we've won a game because Javi Gracia, his man, has won his first game, or out with his binoculars, like I said at Derby, or various different things that he's done over his tenure at Leeds that have been a little bit questionable. Battling with the fans at Brentford before that massive game last season. He's had too many incidents like that, which has made him ultimately not very well liked by Leeds fans. A lot of Leeds fans and many Leeds fans, certainly that perhaps I know as well, would say it's all Victor Otter's fault. They lay the blame solely at Victor Otter and the board. I don't agree with that. I think Victor Otter is not playing on the field. Like I said, he brings the transfers in. It's then up to the manager to think the best way about it is. You can question some of them, yes, but in another world, in another universe, those transfers work out, and we don't talk about Victor Orta leaving, do we? So anyway, let me know in the comments what you're thinking about that. The next news obviously is that Javi Gracia, like I said, looks like he won't be the manager come probably tomorrow. It's been, you can't really argue. There is 4 games left. It's not very long. But it does look, like I said, a roll of the dice. It looks like Sam Allardyce is coming in. Again, reliable reports coming in saying that Sam Allardyce will be the manager for the final 4 games. He is understood to be on a salary of potentially around £500,000 as a set fee for the 4 games, with a bonus of £2.5 million if he manages to keep Leeds United in the Premier League. Now we all know about Big Sam, name that doesn't need any introduction at all. Former England manager, of course, 100% win record as England manager, albeit he only played 1 game before coming into obviously hot water when he was filmed secretly in a restaurant doing a deal with a person who was acting as I think it was an agent of some sort. In fact, he was working, I think, for, was it the Daily Telegraph or what, or some newspaper, leaked it out. He got sacked after one game, but they did win that game. I think it was against Slovenia, a 2-1 away win. So he does hold the 100% record as England manager, from which he held in 2016 before they appointed Gareth Southgate, as he was obviously the under-21 manager, got promoted to the first team manager initially as an interim, I think, when Sam Allardyce was sacked. His big experience, perhaps not big quality, but his big experience in this Premier League, obviously, division, where this will be his ninth um, club in the Premier League. You know, he's had different successes at other ones. We in funnily enough, play two of his former sides in the run in Newcastle at home and West Ham away. So yeah, Sam Allardyce's massive experience, whether he can get that in 4 games and 4 games, that are really tough. Let's not kid ourselves. If we're playing, no disrespect to any other team, but say if we're playing like, I don't know, if the home games were like, I don't know, Wolves at home and Everton at home, and then the away games were, I don't know, Forest away potentially, and let's say Fulham away. I know we've lost both of those games this season, but you know what I mean. If it was sort of winnable fixtures, seen as winnable fixtures, um, you could say actually maybe we've got a chance here. But because it's the difficulty of fixtures are Man City away, Newcastle home, West Ham away, and Spurs at home. How much time he has with the squad, how much can he give into that for those fixtures? I'm not so sure it matters at this moment. Let me know if you disagree with me, but I don't think it really matters at this point who the manager is. I know that Javi Gracia had to go, but it could be anybody in there. I don't think they can make that much of a difference in 4 games' time because they're massive games. And if we fail, we're down. But we'll wait and see. I know Carl Robinson, it's been reported that Carl Robinson, the former MK Dons and most recently Oxford United manager, managed Lewis Bate most recently, who's obviously on loan, excuse me, at Oxford for the season. He's rumoured to be Sam Allardyce's choice as his number 2 for these 4 games. They worked together, the pair of them, at when Allardyce was manager, when he was at Blackburn. Sammy Lee apparently was contacted by Allardyce, but he is on jury service, so he won't be taking up the assistant role. Allardyce obviously hasn't been in a club for 2 years now, leaving West Bromwich Albion after relegation in May or summer 2021. In fact, his West Bromwich Albion team came to Ellen Road already relegated at the end of the 2021 season, where we were finishing on a lofty position of 9th. No worries of relegation at all in that one, in that season. He brought his team to Ellen Road. I think we beat them 3-1, maybe it was 4-1. It was a comfortable win. They'd already gone down, and that was his last game in management, I suppose, at Ellen Road. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the comments, but that would be that. I think that's right. I think it was 4-1. Yeah, so he returns now. First game back in management, probably at the Etihad against Man City. It don't get any harder than that, does it, to be fair? But let's wait and see. I will do a video, sort of more in-depth look at Allerdyce. We know what it's going to be. It's going to be 4-4-2. Old school, prehistoric stuff, but it is what it is. We might as well see if it works. We've got a lot to lose at this point, haven't we, obviously? But it's, what more can you do? I'm not overjoyed about this appointment or, imminent appointment, but it is what it is. I will, like I said, do a little bit more of an in-depth video on Allerdyce once he is appointed. I expect that probably is tomorrow. But yeah, that's the news. Let me know your comments in the comments there below on Allerdyce, on Orta, on the imminent departure of Javi Gracia. Obviously, do you agree? I think people are unanimous out in that. But thanks very much for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.